Hey everybody, Keegan here. Today's subject is Disney evil. This subject is so vast, it can go so far down the rabbit hole that I'm not even going to get into the whole did the Illuminati cryogenically freeze Walt Disney's head for life extension purposes. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm going to ask the simple question, is Disney evil? If you're like me, you grew up watching Disney cartoons and movies, looking up to them as if they were an innocent symbol of traditional family values. And now, after the recent Fox merger, Disney now owns everything from ESPN to Homer Simpson, the Marvel Universe, and even Star Wars. Meaning Disney now owns 40% of all American media and movies, and roughly 40% of all television. Disney might definitely be an Illuminati powerhouse when it comes to societal influence. But are they evil? Well, you tell me. In October 2017, Guardians of the Innocents, a sting operation conducted in Polk County, Florida, netted 12 people connected to Disney through their employees who provided and distributed child pornography, according to the Miami Herald. And back in 2014, 35 Disney employees were arrested in Florida for child sex charges, and that's just the friggin' theme parks. Although many people might remember their founder, Walt Disney, as a charming, sophisticated entrepreneur, many would point out his seemingly endless ties to Freemasonry, Club 33, and his overall connections to the occult. On top of that, supposedly he had relationships with young male actors, such as Bobby Driscoll, the voice of Peter Pan. Bobby's life later ended in a drug-fueled tragedy very reminiscent of many childhood movie stars after the Hollywood machine chews them up and spits them out. Unlike those unfortunate souls, others met different outcomes, like for instance the Mickey Mouse Club alumni and other TV shows like Hannah Montana seemed at first to produce child actors who to parents seemed wholesome and of upstanding character. But after they turned 18, they seemed to become entirely different people who use sex and the obscene to sell your kids' products. These Disney kids end up unrecognizable in the long run. The Illuminati are like a fraternity at college. They use ceremonies and rituals to show their allegiance. It's long been rumored that men in Hollywood, to reach huge celebrity status, are forced to wear a dress. And young girls in Hollywood at some point in their career may have to shave their head. Both are seen as either demasculating or humiliating. But once you're in the club, you're in the club. And I'm not talking about being a Mouseketeer. Another open secret is Disney's connection to the State Department and DARPA. When the U.S. invaded Iraq, the way the city of Baghdad was quarantined and sectioned off was actually modeled with the help from Disney. After vigorous screening, each Iraqi citizen was given a different rating for a possible threat, and they were allowed into certain areas of the city dependent on this rating. Well, in a nutshell, swap those ratings with wristbands, and this is exactly how Disney runs the security at their theme parks. They again swapped ideas with the State Department when they implemented biometrics on their self-proclaimed keyless cruise line, where families can travel on Disney's extravagant theme park hotel on water without the hassle of keys. Just fingerprints, foot scans, and biometrics. That's right. The deep state works with Disney on security applications, but propaganda and mind control? No way. Disney has always been into gender swapping roles, allowing young boys to be princesses and young girls to be warriors. But could this be done for not only a more liberal appeal, but also for a deep state agenda? For instance, many people don't realize that the CIA has a Hollywood liaison, and you can actually get a lot more funding for your project if you get a green light from the CIA. The only problem is, this opens your project or movie up for editing by the government. The woman warrior agenda is actually the CIA and Hollywood building hype for the women's national draft. Disney helps the hype for the women's draft by making movies with young girls constantly wielding weapons fighting bigger males. By the time your little sister or daughter gets drafted for the army, you'll be surrounded by so much Hollywood women can do what men can do propaganda that you won't even be able to speak out about it without fear of your family and friends attacking you. I call it the Hunger Games flip-flop, because in reality Jennifer Lawrence tricked her fans into fighting for Donald Sutherland. Regardless, Disney is into some heavy stuff. With our government and the deep state, I won't get into MK Ultra too much here, but the US has a history of creating brainwashed spies by using mind control and torture techniques. Has this been done to Disney celebrities as a test to enforce state propaganda, and at the same time, is the Illuminati using every tool at their disposal to steer the children over the edge with sex and candy? Christina Aguilera was of Disney fame, and immediately after turning 18 did nude Maxim covers and spreads with snakes, while also flashing Masonic hand signs. Britney Spears danced as a sexy schoolgirl and posed nude in magazines as well, all while claiming, "I'm not a sex symbol." Immediately after she turned 18, don't forget her infamous umbrella attacking incident in which she shaved her head and attacked a paparazzi's car, which was either a nervous breakdown, a ceremony by the elite, or she's simply a victim of MK Ultra and was breaking out of her programming. Miley Cyrus, aka Hannah Montana, was the nicest girl in America, only to turn 18 and twerk on live TV while wearing a beige bikini. Some will go as far as to say that she's either possessed by a demon or even a shape-shifting reptilian. Disney for years has also been highly promoted by the LGBTQ community, and while on the surface this seems noble, when you throw kids into the mix, you start to question their motives. And again, the quote-unquote gay agenda in Hollywood, supposedly, is to subvert the men of America to a weaker state, leaving America vulnerable to outside forces. Justin Timberlake in a dress, even if he thinks it's all good and fun, is actually an old-school trick programming males through comedy that acting feminine is socially acceptable, and meanwhile normal everyday people won't say anything because TV says it's hilarious. Serving two Illuminati agendas at once. Regardless of what you think about the creators, performers, and employees of Disney, it's a fact that they have always been in trouble with the public and the FCC for either inappropriate images that were either spliced in by a disgruntled animator or themes that dabble in satanic or occult-like images, either cleverly and subvertly hidden or blatantly in your face. In most Disney classics, the beginning of the movie always starts with the parents dying, or the kid has a wicked stepmother, or they are an orphan, and your child sees this and is drawn into the movie subconsciously out of fear. Now, whatever message and hidden symbol is absorbed into their tiny brain, it's straight up trauma-based mind control. Either to buy Disney products or to worship the devil, I don't know, but it's there. And your kids absorb it even more because of how excited you are, their protector, is to share it with them, which means we are forever encased in their influence. My point is to simply let you know, you're not bad if you and your family watch Disney media, just be aware of it, because they are more than likely satanic. Just look for all the hidden 666s in their various logos while you're at it. Is Disney evil? Well, they definitely have some explaining to do. But in the meantime, don't roll your eyes at me.
Don't roll your eyes at me!